And we're going to convert a Fischer projection to a skeletal structure. Well, it would probably help if I added some substituents and just arbitrarily add things. So when I am drawing this, I start with my ends. I first count, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 carbons in my system, so I'm going to arbitrarily draw this. I know that the abbreviation for COOH that's a carboxylic acid. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the last junction is just an OH. And it's on the end because it doesn't have anything else linked to it. It's not like a carbon, it can't be chiral. It was just hanging off the end. So this is my base structure. And again, my ultimate perspective is I'm looking down at the molecule. And remember, at this point right here, my molecule is this, in which my ultimate perspective towards my head is where this carboxylic acid is. So when I'm looking at this thing in my ultimate perspective, the tip top of my field of vision, if this is my molecule, I'm holding it out, this cap is my carboxylic acid. So no matter what tiny perspective I'm looking at it at any given point in time, my ultimate perspective still has the cap or the carboxylic acid towards the top. So I'm just sequentially looking at these carbon junction points as I'm going through. And so I draw my tiny little perspectives. Like this. So I'm trying to decide now, at my first junction point, the second one going down, 1, 2, I guess we'll call it my first junction point. There is a bromine to my right. So if I'm looking at it this way, that means to my right would be coming out at the page. So if I flip my tiny perspective now, I see my chlorine is to my left. And again, since I'm looking at it down, if chlorine is to my left, that would mean it has to be coming out at the page again. Now my third tiny perspective, I see my bromine is to my right. And my hydroxide group, or I guess not my hydroxide, but my OH, my alcohol, is coming to my left. So if I'm looking at that, that means to my right would be coming out at me, because I'm looking at it this way. So my right would be bromine, and my left would be the alcohol. Because you're looking at it like this, and so my left would be the alcohol, my right would be the bromine, and I would spread it out into the page. But again, my ultimate perspective is I'm viewing it with this carboxylic acid towards the top of my field of vision. And then this last group right here, I have my methyl on my left, which again would mean it's coming out at me. And you would spread it to your left and make this following Fischer projection. So this is what your molecule would look like if you had converted it from Fischer to bond line notation. The important takeaways are that you are keeping your ultimate perspective at all times, in which at the top of your head, when you're holding this molecule or looking at this molecule, the carboxylic acid is towards the top. And then you're just rotating at every carbon junction point and just flipping the way you're viewing this every single time.